Yes. Welcome back to another stream, and it's transfer news, and it's actually big. It's actually big transfer news, actually. Over the last 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever, we've seen a lot of Kovacic news. Coming out, and which has been long expected, especially by me, by LB as well. I'm not sure about you, but I think we all kind of expected Kovacic to be the fastest one to get done. We're currently in a position where things are moving fast. Personal terms now pretty much agreed. And yeah, I think this is going to be our first signing of the summer.
Very good signing too. Big signing.
I rate it. People keep saying he's old, but nah, I rate it.
He's 29. He's 29. Yeah. In modern day, I don't think 29 is old. But listen, we know he's a very good footballer, Kovacic. He's a really, really good footballer. And the big concern that people are talking about with him is, of course, his injury record. But we can go over that. But my in short synopsis is I don't believe his injury record will be as bad at Manchester City as it will be at Chelsea. But for the price that's being touted, 35-40 million, I think Kovacic to come in as, I don't know about squad player, but definitely add to the depth and quality is an absolutely fantastic signing. It really is. But it may lead to the exit of one of Bernardo Gundo or Calvin Phillips. I mean, I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I would imagine that one of them guys would probably go. I like the signing. I think it's a good signing. I think the price, 30 to 40 million quid, apparently is the figure that's going around. I think it's a great price, and I think it's a great squad signing. My personal opinion is I don't want this guy coming in starting week in, week out. I don't quite think he's good enough for that, in my opinion. But as a squad player, as a squad rotational player, and even a player that can play 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row, I'm fine. I just don't think he's quite at the level. And maybe I'll be proved wrong on this one because I don't think he's too far away. I don't think he's quite at that level that we need to start week in, week out. But I don't think he's too far away, so that I wouldn't be surprised if I'm proven wrong on that fact. But I mean, guys, you got to look at the guy's experience. I mean, we know we've gone over this in the past. 93 games for Croatia. If you look at his games for Chelsea, 221, 109 games for Real Madrid, 97 games for Inter Milan. Like I say, almost 100 for Croatia. I mean, this is a guy full of experience, a top quality player for £30 million. That's only 29 years old. I think it's a great buy. I really, really do. And I think City have hit the nail on the head with this signing. And I'm sure we'll go through all the details in a moment of who's saying what. But it looks like this is happening.
Yeah, this seems like the first transfer that's going to happen for City. Obviously, Chelsea have allowed City to talk to him. Looks like we've got personal terms done. Looks like it's moving pretty fast. Getting that Croatian in it before the Champions League. That's what we're doing. Pep knows the situation. He's looking at it going, "Yo, we don't have a Croatian. How are we going to deal with this?" So sign him, get him on the City books, and then hopefully he can wipe out that curse. But I think it's a mint signing. Me, I think it's an incredible signing. I think it's really good. We've said this pretty much in every single stream, but he, like you say, a lot of experience. I don't expect him to be starting week in, week out, like LB said there. I don't think he'd be our number one. I'd kind of like Bernardo and Gundo to be staying as well as Kovacic. Maybe Phillips to go. But we know that City have been looking for a player that can play that 6 and that 8 role. And Kovacic can do that. I back him to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, 100%. Let's have a look at where this has all come from then for people who are wondering what's going on. So basically last night, it all popped off. Fabrizio Romano said Manchester City have opened concrete talks to sign Mateo Kovacic this summer, and positive discussions have taken place with the players' camp over personal terms in the last few days. He also said Chelsea are open to selling Kovacic, which is clearly something that they're going to have to do because they've got 35 players and they're going to have to sell players. Rumours have it that Pochettino wants around 12 players to leave Chelsea this summer. So yeah, that's what he said last night. And then Jacob Steinberg for The Guardian said the expectation is that a deal will be done for Mateo Kovacic to join Manchester City from Chelsea this summer. Then David Ornstein, obviously one of the best in the game in terms of news reports and sources, says that Chelsea have granted Manchester City permission to speak to Kovacic ahead of a potential move this summer. He then went on to say a fee for Kovacic is yet to be discussed. Manchester City and Chelsea will discuss this after the personal terms have been agreed. And he also said that Kovacic wants to join Manchester City. He's got interest from Bayern Munich. Of course, he was there under Tuchel, wasn't he? Tuchel's now at Bayern Munich, but apparently he wants to join Manchester City. Jack Garn went on to say Kovacic is viewed by Man City as a versatile midfielder that can play as a number 6 and a number 8. Nizar Kinsella, obviously a big source when it comes to stuff at Chelsea, said Kovacic wants to join Manchester City and is now expected to do so. And then again, we had a little bit on the fee. Paul Hurst from the Times said the fee is going to be between 30 and 40 million quid. And then James Ollie from ESPN said the fee is 35 million quid. So, I mean, this deal is pretty much done. So long as City get the personal terms agreed, which apparently is very close, this deal is done and he will be a Manchester City player.
Yeah, personal terms are almost done, as the title says. So I don't see an issue with City agreeing a fee. I think that's why Chelsea have just said, yeah, go speak to him, see what he wants to do. Chelsea clearly want to let him go with having to fire sale. Look at the names, man. Look at the names that are coming out. Like Ornstein, Jack Gorns, you know what I mean? It's crazy. And this ain't no bullshit. This is happening. This will be City's first transfer. This will be City's first transfer of the summer, 100%.
This is done, man. This is done as far as I'm concerned.
He's basically done.
He's going to be a Manchester City player. I think it benefits all parties. I think in that whole Chelsea squad, I think if you're offered to take your pick of which ones you want, I think for what we need, Kovacic is top of the list. So I think it's good business us going in there and taking advantage of the fire sale that they're undergoing right now. And the thing is, they have so many players that they want to get rid of that they can't really be picky about too much how much they ask for and too much about where the player goes. It's kind of just, listen, you go find yourself personal terms, we'll get a decent fee and you go wherever you want. And the thing with Kovacic is, I know he's not the age profile that we would usually go for. 29, 30 years old is a little bit older than what we would usually go for. But I still believe that under Pep Guardiola, Kovacic would become even better. I think Pep would make Kovacic an even better player and he would mold him into the kind of player that Pep Guardiola wants. It seems to me a little bit like Kovacic is us not backtracking, but getting what we wanted Calvin Phillips to be, a versatile, technically astute, smart midfielder. So I don't know if this spells a good future for Calvin Phillips, but Kovacic I would back to come in and do a job. I think he's got way too much experience at the highest level to not come in and be a really, really solid signing.
Your boy Phillips, isn't it? Your boy Phillips. Not
yeah,
signing for him.
I don't know, man. Maybe we could make Phillips a left back or something. And,
yeah, true.
Keep him around, man. Keep him around.
Leon and Yes with a 6 month says Kovacic and Guardiola, fire. We're winning the Champions League confirmed. Yeah, there's the big links to Guardiola as well over the past couple of days. That's kind of like reignited, which is pretty good. I think City will probably be looking at that as our Laporte replacement probably. Tyrese, yes with an 8 month says wishing you a speedy recovery, LB.
Cheers, Brett.
Rio says reports are suggesting that the reason why we are signing Kovacic is because Pep wants to improve the midfield depth. Yeah, it's true. I mean, we do want to improve our midfield depth, and I mean we can't be hamming out Gundogan every game. And as well, he can play in that 6 role. He plays 6 and the 8, which is good. Versatile players. Pep loves a versatile player. Italian Stallion with a 10. Yes, Italian Stallion, mate. He says, clearly, Chelsea are having a fire sale in the summer. If you guys have the choice, would you take Kovacic or a more younger player like Mount? But Mount signing a big cash. I'd take the Kovacic signing, to be fair.
I wouldn't even want Mason Mount. I wouldn't want Mason Mount.
I don't want Mason Mount, so I'm happy with the
I'd have Mason Mount. I'd happily have Mason Mount, but Mason Mount for what, 70 million, whatever it's going to be, compared to Kovacic at 30 million.
Is that the cash that's rumoured? Yeah, 70 million.
Well, I seen one that's 70 million. I don't know what it is. I've not seen it, but like I remember seeing some reports saying, 65. 65. I just think that's too much money.
Heavy that.
I think he's only got a year left of his contract, I think, as well. So, yeah, I think that's too much. English tax is mad there. So, yeah, for me, I would go Kovacic based purely. The thing is with Kovacic, you can play in the 6, which Mount can't, but Mount's better going forward.
Yeah.
So, I'd take either of them, but Kovacic at 30 million, 35 million, I just think that's one of the bargains.
I think it's a steal, isn't it?
It's a massive. But I mean, I remember when we started first talking about this transfer months ago, and I was like, nah, this is going to be like 50 million, even though he's only got a year left on the contract. So the fact that you're going to get him for 30 to 35 million quid, honestly, I just think that is such a bargain. I really do.
I think it's a sick deal, mate. And I don't think people should be complaining. I've seen a lot of people complaining in this chat at the start of the stream. People saying like, "Oh, his age is 29. Why we signing these washed old Chelsea players, stuff like that." You're not listening, man. Like this guy's got experience in the game, and you're just like writing off his quality. It's like, "Oh, he's 29 years old. That means he must be shit." Do you know what I mean, that's not.
I don't. Works. You know what? You know why this has happened, right? Because this never used to happen years ago. Then what's happened is people are so desperate for like the next big thing. People just want excitement. People don't want to go for the steady Eddie anymore. You know what I mean? Kovacic, 30 million quid. He's a steady Eddie signing. He'll come in. He's got quality. He's done there, been there. He's won trophies. He's got massive experience. But there's some people who would rather take a gamble on like a Gabri Vega at the same price who's had, one good season in La Liga. And it's like, yeah, let's go and get him because he's, 20? And he's called Gabri Vega. Like, nah, you can't just do that all the time. You've got to have balance in the team. And getting Kovacic in for 30 million quid, 35 million quid is an exceptional buy. And 29 is not old. As C1 says, yeah. that is the prime of the career. People are playing till they're 34, 35 now. Kovacic is playing, he's 37. Jesus Navas was playing in the Europa League, he's 37.
Yeah.
So you could have Kovacic now until he's 34, 35 for 30 million quid. It's a no-brainer. It really is.
Yeah.
I think what we realised this season was that we need players to come in who, when they come off the bench or they take the place of someone, particularly like Rodri, I'm looking at, there's not too much of a drop-off. I'm not saying Kovacic is going to come in and play to the same level as a Rodri or De Bruyne or a Gundogan, but when he comes on, say, to give Rodri that rest. I mean, Rodri's played, 56, 57 games of football this season? That can't run. Rodri will be burnt out by the time he's 30 years old, if that's the case. At least Kovacic will come in, and if he plays that 6, he'll do a steady job. As Lewis said, a steady Eddie. He'll do a fine job at number 6. If needs be, he'll come in at number 8 and play for someone like Gundogan too. It won't be a drop-off, like, say, when you take Ake off and play Sergio Gomez as a big drop-off, or you play Rodri and bring on Calvin Phillips as a big drop-off in quality. Kovacic will come in and steady the ship, and he'll keep it moving when those starting 11 players can't play. So it's a smart piece of business. Whereas if you go for that 20-year-old number 6 or that 20-year-old number 8, there's absolutely no guarantee they come in and they hit the ground running, and then you're complaining that when Rodri's not playing, it's not good enough, it's not moving fast enough. So this is just to keep it moving.
Plus as well, bro, you've also got to remember that there's only so many development minutes you've got in a season, right? And I class development minutes are minutes where you can give players who are young time on the football pitch to develop in games that don't really matter at the end of matches. Now, we've seen Cole Palmer struggle this year. You've still got Borges, Mabude in the academy who's still not left. You've got Shea Charles, who I expect to leave, but maybe Pep Guardiola might want to give him some minutes. You've got a couple of academy players in the defence that maybe Pep wants to bring in. So he's only got so many players. If you bring in Gabri Vega, you've then, we still want to see Phil Foden in the middle. That's development minutes because he's not played there for a long time. Cole Palmer is still at the football club. He needs minutes. You bring Gabri Vega in, that's another one. You've still got Rico Lewis to develop. Maybe Mabude or Carlos Borges. Oscar Bob is still there as well. There's only so much time. There's only so much attention. And there's only so many minutes on a football pitch that you can dedicate to young players. You can't just have 7 young players in the squad and be like, I'm going to develop you all. Because you won't have the time. Robertson as well in the chat. So, I think this is a great signing, man. And people who are saying, he's washed, man, I just really don't understand.
I just don't see it. And I think as well, what you got to look at is, if Bernardo does leave this summer, like there are rumours to PSG, if Bernardo does get off, then your midfield, at the moment, we rotate with Gundo and Bernardo and that next to Kevin De Bruyne. If Bernardo gets off, then you've just got Gundo, so you're just going to be hamming out Gundo in that position, which is dead. Like, he was dead on his feet this year because of how much we're slandering. We don't know what's going to happen next year. So I think having Kovacic there to rotate with Gundogan next to Kevin De Bruyne, I think is an incredible bit of business. Like, it just makes sense. Like someone said before, that Rio said before about the depth. We want more midfield depth, and Kovacic will give us that. And it's good midfield depth. It's not just like you say, these young players that we can't really afford to be giving too much time to. It's not just that. So I think it's good, and he's got the experience. Cade, we 11 months says, if we get another midfielder who's young, then I'm happy. If it's just Kovacic, then I'm not happy with this signing. I think that's the general consensus between a lot of City fans. I've seen a lot on Twitter saying that if Kovacic is just the one signing for midfield, they won't be happy.
I don't know about that one. I mean, because if it depends on who leaves. Obviously, if Gundogan and Bernardo both stay, I'll be happy.
Yeah, that's
but
what I'm like.
If one of them goes, then I think we do need another one. So it depends who leaves.
I agree with that. John 10 with a 2 says, I'm hoping this just means Phillips is off. Don't say that around Hugh.
Well, the thing is, I think that this could indicate that he's off because they bought a player who can play in the 6 as well, and I think that he's played over 100 games as a defensive midfielder throughout his career, and I just think, is Calvin Phillips it? I don't see Pep Guardiola taking to him that much, and I just think maybe his time is up, and Kovacic can come in. He can play the 6. He can be back up to Rodri. He can play in the sort of midfield position as well, and then you get a more creative player who can come in and help out. I think that it could be gone, man.
I think Phillips could be in danger. I think it doesn't. It's not a good signing for Phillips anyway. It's just not a good signing for Phillips at all. Whichever way he looks at it, I know he's out there speaking now about how he wants to improve his City career. I mean, he's speaking about the future at Manchester City, but I think that future City might have already called it for him.
Well, he might want to stay, and he might want to fight the way he's been saying. But if he is going to stay with Kovacic there, he's going to have to show even more patience than he did last season because he's going to get even less chances. So it's just a matter of how bad Calvin Phillips wants it. Is he willing to fight off the likes of Kovacic for places? I don't know. It remains to be seen. I've seen other clubs like Newcastle are interested in Phillips and West Ham too. So you don't know what's going through his head. It's definitely like when he sees these reports, he's probably saying, fuck.
If Newcastle come in for him, he'll be gone.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I would go if I was him. I would if I wouldn't blame him. I'd say there's a project and he could be one of the main men.
I agree with that. Alan with a 2 says, I need that Gvardiol. Here we go news fast. Well, we're not got Kovacic yet. Man's moving rapid through these transfers, isn't it? You know what I mean? Allow us some content for the summer. You know what I mean? Can you just give it a little bit of space in between these transfers so we can have regular content throughout the summer transfer window? Not just get it all done in 1 week. But we do know that City do like to move pretty fast. The ideal scenario for City is to get everyone on that pre-season tour, so it won't surprise me if City do try and get everything boxed off quite early. But yeah, the Gvardiol news is starting to ramp up again, so we'll have to keep our eyes out on that. Italian Stallion with a 10 says, City fans never learn. They were against a lot of signings because of injury record, and they think a particular player is shit. Latest and best example is Akanji. A lot of people didn't want him. Look now. Even recently, you've had players like Ake when he came in. People just thought, nah, shit, don't want him and all this. And look at him now. He's been one of the most crucial players of the season. Like, people just got to give these players time, man. You got to give them time. And just because the guy's 29 years old, that ain't it. You're not washed at 29. Footballers' career, you're shortening. Footballers have a short career as it is, and it's just getting shortened and shortened by fans who just are willing to just bin them off when they get to a certain age and go, nah, too old, washed. Like, it's going to get to a point where players don't even hit the prime and people are saying that they're washed, which is mad.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at his injury record, I don't really see what people are concerned about. Like last year, he had a knee injury right at the start of the season, out for 2 weeks. He then come back for the World Cup and had a week off for rest, no injury, right? He had a calf injury 2 weeks in January. He was then ill, which can't do fuck all about, off for a week. And then he had a knock off for a week. So the only injuries that he had a knock a week, calf problem 2 week, and a knee injury 2 week. So 5 weeks in a whole season. I don't think that's particularly bad.
That's sick.
The season before, he had an ankle injury. He was out for 2 weeks. He had coronavirus. Okay. I had adductor problems out for a month, and then and that was it. So he had an ankle injury for 2 weeks, adductor problems out for a month. So again, I don't think that's particularly bad across a whole season.
I think that's bad.
The season before that, he had a muscle injury out for a month. That was it. One injury.
Oh, that's chill.
And then the season before that, which is where people are probably concerned, but bear in mind, this is 4 seasons ago now. He had a calf injury out for a week. He had a Achilles tendon issue out for 3 months, a knee injury out for 3 days, and a calf injury out for 10 days. But that was 4 seasons ago.
That's time ago, isn't it?
And he effectively had just had one bad injury. The rest of the injuries were like nothing. It was out for a week here or there, and then he had just one bad injury. But that was 4 months ago.
Mad.
Yeah. You could probably half the risk with him when he comes to Manchester City, because he won't play the same amount of football. He won't be hammed out the way he was at his previous clubs. Like he's not. I think he's fully aware that he's coming in initially anyway, not to be a starting 11 player, or at least to be a rotational player. So I wouldn't be too worried about his injury record. People get too concerned when the word injury record starts to get thrown around. Everyone jumps on it and goes, no, he's injury prone. But when you actually look at it, like LB just did, it's really not that bad.
I also think people need to look at the Kovacic do with an open mind, man. Allow him to be good at the football club, innit? Because like he will surprise some people, man. Because people are just putting him in the wash category. I think he's going to surprise a lot of fans. I think he's going to do so. I think he'll be minting this team. Said it from I think he'll be sick in the City team.
City fans are too fixated on demanding, or like we're too fixated on how good the likes of Gundogan and Bernardo are, and we believe there's nobody else can come in and do as good as those players have. You have to allow for players who don't have the same massive reputation or don't already play for Manchester City to come in and get to the Manchester City level. You know, this guy's experienced. He's quite clearly very good. So you have to be open to it. And we can't always want the blockbuster signing like Jude Bellingham or Kimmich. That there are other midfielders in the world that you have to be open to signing.
Pet merchants, stop creating narratives. We're not creating narratives, mate. We're just reading this exact chat that we're in. Sam Bald with a 5 month says potential Gundo replacement ? I mean, this has come about like at a time where Gundogan is obviously edging towards being a free agent. However, I think Gundogan's gonna resign. I think he'll sign a new contract.
I think
the last Gundo news we got was like positive, wasn't it? So I think he'll sign a new contract. I think he'll get a 2-year deal and he'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
MCFC OK with 18 months says, I have my driving test in about an hour. I'm dreading it. Good luck, mate. Hopefully you're passing it. I'll stay off the road, innit? I got rear-ended yesterday. Don't want to happen again, innit? I'm only joking, mate. Yeah, good luck, mate.
You're going to spook him out now off his driving test?
Yeah, he'll be like, ooh. Make sure you press them brakes, innit? King Harlan with a 5 says, yes. I love the way Kovacic drives forward, takes plays on easily. We'll get more assists for Haaland, and will City sign Neymar or Messi?
Yes.
Oh.
No, I'm joking.
It's funny because like they keep talking about Neymar again, but then you've also got the Messi thing. Apparently he's not going to Barcelona, but I think he's going to end up in Saudi with Benzema.
Well, Fabrizio's been mad cryptic, man. He's saying things like, "Oh, there's Premier League clubs, or there's other clubs circling around Messi, but they want to remain secret. They don't want this information public." He's building a whole like storyline here.
That stinks of City. That stinks of City. That they want to remain secret. Do you know what I mean? And then bang, we sign Messi. I'd still accept it now. I'd still accept it.
Yeah, listen, if you want to do it secretly, that's cool with me, man.
I'd take Messi right now.
Yeah,
I'd be happy for it.
We've been saying this, bro, me and you the last few days. That we do take him, no problem.
But then,
win the treble, bring in Messi, and just have fun for a year.
Yeah, I can die happy then, innit? You know what I mean? We've won everything, and then we sign Messi as well. It's time to just retire from football.
Yeah,
that's it. We can all move on. City Xtra will become like something else.
City would use Messi as a commercial asset so heavily as well. See me complaining about season ticket prices. We sign Lionel Messi. Those season tickets, they become unaffordable next year.
Yeah. You'll be giving City more money. Like, you'll be like, please.
And people be like, oh, if you want to sign Messi, you got to pay for his wages. You know, another £100 on top of your... Yeah.
What do you say, bro? You taking Messi on that?
I'd take it for the vibes, man.
Yeah, it's vibe season, isn't it?
I'll take it for the vibes.
No, you can't say no to Lionel Messi.
If we win the treble, I'm taking it for the vibes, man.
Yeah, it is pure vibe mode, isn't it? Mozadiq with a 3 month says, who else would you want City to sign, or who else do you think Pep is going to sign? Guardiola, Kovacic, Guardiola. I've kind of like my mind flip flops with James Maddison. I kind of imagine he's going to end up at Newcastle for some reason, and Messi. Then keep hold of. I think Bernardo then leaves, but we keep hold of Gundogan. So we have Guardiola. Oh, also there's rumours about Rafael Guerreiro again, even though he had a stinker, didn't he, in the last day of the season?
Yeah, I don't really want him, to be honest.
Yeah, I seen bare rumours about him again. So like, So that might be a thing.
Difficult to say because we don't really know until we know what's happening with Bernardo and Gundogan. So until we know what's happening with them, it's kind of difficult to say.
But that domino still hasn't fell, in it.
Yeah, the domino's not fallen yet.
We need someone to just, and I don't think it will into the Champions League final because I think all the players are just focused on the next 2 games, as they should be. Get that over the line, and then you'll see players come out and be like, "Yo, I think I'm leaving." Like Bernardo will probably come out and say he wants to leave, stuff like that. John 10 with the 2 is because people think it's linked to Gundo. It's not linked to Gundo, the Kovacic deal. No, I don't think getting Kovacic means Gundo's gone. I think getting Kovacic is just backup for Gundo.
Yep.
And if Gundogan does leave, then he's probably good enough to play.
Yeah. Milo Braintime with a 5 says Kovacic is the best player out of the yard sale. It's like finding a Bentley from a random storage.
Well, one of the problems is you don't know who's in the yard sale, bro. You know what I mean?
True that.
The sale is so big, it's difficult to see exactly who's there. There's like 12 players that need to leave. But yeah, you are right. Kovacic will probably be the best player. But obviously, Lukaku's there as well. Is Lukaku?
Oh yeah, Lukaku. I forgot about that.
Sterling, is he going to be sold? They've got so many players who could be sold. So it's difficult to say. But yeah, getting him for 35 million is a steal.
Isn't there a thing on like, so how many players did you say they've got, bro? 32?
I think they've got like 35 players, yeah.
35 players? That's insane, because isn't there a rule now on how many players you can loan out?
Yeah.
And you can only have a 21-man squad?
Yeah.
Or 22-man squad, whatever it is. So
there's
just
10 players. The Mirror reporting 10 players are going to be sold by Chelsea this season.
Yeah, because or else all these players would be stuck in limbo, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
you already know a few. You know, Mount, Kovacic, Aubameyang, Lukaku. I've heard they want rid of Kante as well. There's a few bankers that are going to go. Some of the older players. Kai Havertz probably go as well. Ziyech is going to go.
Aubameyang,
yeah.
Fofana is probably going to be loaned out. Pulisic should be sold. Hudson-Odoi will be sold. Havertz probably needs to be sold because he's shit. Mason Mount's going to be sold. I say Kante, Loftus-Cheek, Conor Gallagher. Are they going to keep him?
How mad is it that Pulisic is only 24?
Is it?
Yeah, I seen this yesterday and I was like, I thought he was like 27, me.
Yeah, I thought he was older than that.
Yeah, 24 years old. That's a hack.
Felix be gone. Felix gone back to Atletico Madrid.
He's gone now, isn't it? Yeah. Felix has gone back because Poch apparently said nah. Funny is when he's that guy who got Felix on his new Chelsea top.
Why would you do that, man?
And then literally the same day, he posted a tweet, and the next tweet next to it was that he's leaving. Such a roast. John 10 with the 2 says, I'll drive Phillips to his next destination. You can't be saying these things next to you, innit? You know what I mean? He don't like it.
I don't want to be involved in this conversation.
Fahad with a 729 says, Ake, Kanji, Kovacic, City sees on them something no one will see. Well, that's it. You got to trust the board to make the right decisions.
The thing is, though, I would say on the Ake thing, I think most of us were happy to sign Ake as a backup. I think most people are happy to sign Kovacic, as proved in the poll in the chat.
Yeah.
Akanji was the only weird one, and I don't think anyone was against Akanji.
Because of the price, innit? The price, everyone was just like, oh yeah, we'll see how it is.
Yeah.
Only cost 15 mil, so it was relatively no risk. King Harlem with a 2 says Neymar to City's been on Twitter recently. Yeah, it has. Neymar to City's been popping about. Apparently Pep spoke to Neymar on the phone to see where his headspace is. I think he's been rumoured to United and Chelsea as well. So I'll have to see what happens with Neymar. Rio with a 698 says reports are stating that Cancelo will come back to City. Well, because that's only because his loan's finished. Whether or not he actually comes back to City, do you know what I mean? Like, he is technically a City player. I don't think you'll see him coming back to train with City, unless we can't get rid of him completely. I think then you might see him come back and train with City. But I think the City probably said to Cancelo, go find a new club for yourself and bring an offer into us. There's rumours of Real Madrid being interested, rumours of PSG being interested. Not sure about anyone else.
City might Arsenal as well. City might end up saying to PSG, if you want Bernardo Silva, you've got to take Cancelo on a loan deal and pay us a fee for that.
Oh yeah, true.
Just to get rid of him.
Yeah, just to try and get him out of the club. Anthony with the 2. is other players set like ready to go? Like, are there any other players that are like on this level of transfer? Is that what you mean? No, this is like the closest one. This will be the first one to get done, and then from there we'll have to see where City go through this market. It's been a weird build up. Last year we kind of knew our strat for the summer. This year it's kind of like we don't really know what's going on. But maybe that is because, like we've said, the domino fell. Like we don't know if Bernardo's leaving yet. We don't know if Gundogan's leaving yet. So kind of stuck. Italian style with a 5 says Haaland, Messi, KDB, Grealish, Foden. Will that make rival fans pissed? You bet it will. Add that to the 115 charges, so sign me up. Yeah. It will. That'll boil piss, that. Honestly, 100% that.
That'll be the 116th charge.
Yeah, that'll be the 116th charge. They'll be like, they can't afford the wages of Messi and Haaland. Like, it's just not a thing. But I'm not sure about the Messi thing. It is a massive dream, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, just to see Messi in a City shirt once. But I seen a thing saying that Barcelona apparently explore. I know Fabrizio came out and said he's saying nah to Barca. Like Barca ain't the thing. But I seen the thing yesterday saying about Barca basically. He signs for Inter. Do you know how we did the Frank Lampard deal? He signs for Inter Miami and then loans back to Barca. That way they can afford him.
Yeah, I saw that, like a joint deal.
Yeah, but then it was after that where Fabrizio came out and was like, basically, yeah, nah, no Barcelona move. So
it's Saudi or City?
I genuinely think it's them two. I think it's Saudi and City. Because I just think City aren't over Messi, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like an ex-girlfriend that they keep going back to, innit? They just like, they can't get over it. Messi rejected us bare times, but we just can't get over it. We're just like, yes, please, Messi, come to us.
They'd have to take it. They'd have to take the opportunity if it came along. It's just one of those ones you just can't say no to.
But people be saying Messi's too. If they win the treble, it's like, why not, innit? If we don't win the treble, then I get it. But like, you know, what the fuck is it? What else is there to do, man?
Caldoon's just straight vibing. He's like, yo, yeah, let's go get Messi. Like, let's lower season ticket prices. Oh wait, let's not do that. Let's up the season ticket prices. Yeah, Caldoon would be straight vibing in that end of season interview, bro. He'd be absolutely chilling. He'd be absolutely chilling. Anthony with a 5 says no, it's our players read to play for the FA Cup and Champions League with no. Anthony, your cryptic times. That's a cryptic one for me. That can you decode, LB? Oh no.
I don't know what it means, bro.
No, it's our players read to play for the FA Cup.
I think he might be saying, like, when he says his other players set, like, ready to go, is he saying our players ready to go for the final?
Oh, for the next 2 games. Like, yeah. If the players are ready, well, you imagine so. They're back in training anyway. Everyone's back in training. We've got a fully fit squad, which is never a good thing because every time we have a fully fit squad, one person gets injured. Every single time. So you just got to hope everyone comes off injury free. But yeah, Kovacic news is mad. We could be finally getting a Croatian in the City side. Could break that Champions League curse. So you know, we might back to back it. Maybe win it this year, or maybe it'll do bits for this year's side. I know that if we get like the here we go on Kovacic before that Champions League final, then we end up winning Champions League final. Everyone will push that narrative that it's because we got a Croatian in. Like, everyone will do that. Which I'm fine for. I'm not arsed, and they can do that all they want. We could be having 2 Croatians coming in with Gvardiol. So doubling up. But it's mad times. I think we'll be hearing a lot more news on this. Like yesterday we heard a lot. Today it's still popping off. It was only like an hour or 2 ago when they said that the personal terms are almost done. So it's a deal that is moving very, very quickly. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep the notification bell turned on because we'll be going live when these deals get done. Do you know what I mean? It's nearly emergency transfer season, which I'm excited for. All these random ass sources.
And it's 2 weeks. Transfer window opens 2 weeks today.
Oh yeah, it is 2 weeks.
So strap yourselves in, man. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
So we got 2 weeks of chilling, and then it's we're injecting every shit sauce we find. Every bit of transfer news is coming your way. Emmanuel Perez with the 2 says, who's leaving? Cancelo and Laporte. I think he is to leave. I think the rest of them.
Yeah, it's up in there. I think Bernardo is going to leave now.
I think Bernardo's going to leave. I think he'll go PSG.
Yeah, I think PSG is the one. But if PSG don't go in for him, he won't leave. I don't see where else he goes. I think that's the only team that could get him.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, I don't really know who leaves. I think Gundogan stays. Every time I mention Messi, man, I keep my brain goes back to it. Then I'm just thinking, if Bernardo leaves and he's been playing right wing, Bernardo, get Messi in, man. Get Messi in, he'll fit in. David of Free says, what's up, boys? Long time. Been busy. Let's get Kovacic totally on the hype train. Yes. Love that. That is the vibes we need. Mm-hmm. I'm in the Kovacic hype. I think all 3 of us are.
Yeah. I am. 100%. I think, like I say, 35 million quid, man of his experience and quality. Honestly, it's a bargain. It really is.
I think it's a bargain for 30 to 40 million pounds. Call it 35. I think it'll be 30 mil. We'll get him for. I think that's an incredible signing. That.
Well, we're in a strong position and they're in a weak position because they have to sell.
Yeah.
I say you're not desperate right now. You know what I mean? We might be desperate if Gundogan leaves and obviously Bernardo leaves, but right now we're not entirely desperate. I think City should play our ball here and try and get him for 30 million quid.
Do you think City and Chelsea have maybe discussed a fee already, and then that's why Chelsea have gone, yeah, go speak to him?
They've got an idea. I know Fabrizio or someone's saying that there's no fees discussed, but you get an idea. You know, you speak to the club and you get a
because surely they go, how much are you available for? And Chelsea might be like 30, 40 mil. Oh, yeah, all right then, no worries, we'll be fine with that. And then, can we speak to a player? Chelsea go, yeah.
100%.
That's what I say. Anything else?
No.
Hey, cover.
Did you say hey cover?
It is. It's hey cover, isn't it? Hashtag hey cover.
Hey cover season. That's it.
Wags cover.
Wags cover. Oh man. Right. Well, that's your Kovacic news for today. We'll let you know as soon as we know more, or like when news pops. We'll be back on a stream. But yeah, we'll have some more content coming for you very, very shortly. So stay tuned, make sure to subscribe, notification bell turned on, and we'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.